A wise monk used to travel from town to town, spreading the teachings of Gautam Buddha. He was well known for his kind heart and simple way of living. People would often invite him to stay with them and share his wisdom. One day, the monk reached a small village that suffered from drought and famine. The crops had failed, and many families were starving. The monk was disheartened to see the villagers struggling, so he decided to stay and help. He went from house to house, offering words of encouragement and advice. He was always willing to help those who needed it. But despite his best efforts, the situation of the village got worse. People grew desperate, and the monk began to feel crushed and powerless. One evening, a family invited the monk for dinner. They were poor and lived on the outskirts of the village. The family had an elder couple, their daughter, and 2 young children. Being kind and hospitable, they welcomed the monk into their house. Despite their struggles, the family prepared a simple meal of rice and vegetables for their guest. Seeing their generosity, the monk blessed them, hoping that it would bring the family some comfort in tough times. As they sat down to eat, the family noticed the monk was only taking small bites of his food. They asked the monk if he wasn't hungry or if the food did not taste good. The monk explained that he was fasting to purify his mind and deepen his spiritual practice. The family thought that they had offered him less food, and that's why the monk had smaller bites. However, the monk assured that he was content with what he had and encouraged them to eat as much as they needed. As they ate, the family noticed something strange happening. The food in their bowls seemed to multiply before their eyes. They soon realized that their small portion of food was enough to feed all 5 of them. The family got filled with joy and gratitude. Over the next few days, the monk continued to stay with the family, and they witnessed their food continue to multiply each time they ate. They soon realized that the monk's blessing was responsible for this miracle. They began to share their food with the other families in the village. As word of monk's kindness and the family's generosity spread, more and more people began to come to the village in search of food. And despite the overwhelming demand, the food continued to multiply, providing enough for all who needed it. The monk eventually had to leave the village, but the family and the other villagers never forgot his divine. They continued to practice the teachings of the Buddha and lived their lives with generosity and compassion. The village soon became known as a place of abundance and happiness. Friends, this story showcases the power of generosity and kindness. It teaches that even the smallest act of kindness can have a profound impact on the lives of others. Showing kindness does not have to mean doing something big or life-changing. Often, it's the smallest acts of kindness that can have the most impact. A moment of support in the time of need, a quiet word of encouragement, a helping hand to carry a heavy load, or just a smile that says, "I care for you," can make a world of difference. The great thing is that it isn't difficult to be kind. As Dalai Lama said, Be kind whenever possible, as it is always possible.